Kalika is a pure Schwab dog. Going back to the Ann Busty and G. Mason's Jet stuff. Being tightly inbred on both of these dogs. She is both an intense worker herself and a proven producer of working offspring. Her offspring have worked in 3 different countries on both sides of the pond, producing dogs like Piranha who passed doing what he loved, intense mute workers like Havoc, and dogs with bone-crushing bites like Baby and Ortessa. Kalika's offspring tend to be short-haired, bully-headed dogs with excellent conformation. Much like what Schwab mentions on his site. However, you can find the occasional broken coat dog from her depending on how the sire is bred up. One of the things we like best about Kalika is how we could readily verify that every single dog in the first 5 generations of her pedigree is a worker or world-class producer. So let's go into who is who in Kalika's pedigree and how that relates to some of the dogs that we keep. Kalika is directly off of Dominguez's Blanco. Blanco is a strong white dog with a black head on him. He has proven to be a worker all around the board. And he has produced other quality workers and producers such as the female Bounty who produced Oris. Blanco is off of Schwab's Rocky and out of Rocky's bellymate sister Schwab's Regs. Both of whom are off of G. Mason's Jet and Schwab's Ann Busty. Kalika is out of Blanco's bellymate sister Luna. Again, Luna is off of Schwab's Rocky and out of Schwab's Rags, which again both go back to G. Mason's Jet and Schwab's Ann Busty. Ann Busty was out of Schwab's Nike and off of Schwab's Nero. While G. Mason's Jet was off of Nuttall's Blackie and out of Nuttall's Neve. We recently learned that there is some debate about who Nuttall's Blackie was off of. Essentially, it sounds like the Blackie pedigree is a hung one. This is a very common thing for this breed of dog, unfortunately, and should be accepted when such a fact is found out. It is interesting because many of the terrier world are split into 2 sides. One side loves Nuttall and demands a high level of respect when his name is brought up. However, another side is full of people who claim they are aware of Nuttall hanging papers, and or even selling dogs to the States after having bought them from other terrier men. I'm sure the truth lays in the middle somewhere. Nonetheless, this being the same, the pedigree should stop at the Jet dog for this reason. No reason to continue lies on a pedigree. The Roughneck Kennels database is riddled with inaccuracies. We believe the best in people, so we can say it is a lot of honest mistakes. We can gracefully say this even knowing the level of jealousy that exists there, as this is something we experience a lot, and obviously it is classless for them to use the database to spread false information. Another common thing you will also see is breeders' names changed, which also paints a foggy picture of the individual the pedigree is supposed to represent. The name of the breeder before the dog's name is very important. The better breeders will be honest about inaccuracies in any pedigrees, both with others and of course to themselves. They don't have to disclose the accurate pedigree if they choose not, or if they do not have the right to, but they should acknowledge the fact that the pedigree is incorrect as listed. Too many breeders are too willing to breed based on a lie put on a pedigree. In this particular case, the inaccuracies are too far back in the pedigree to make us second guess Kalika. It would be like people questioning a dog because many people say Honey Bunch is not off Eli. Science has shown the first few generations on a pedigree account for most of the genetic expressions in any dog. And we can assure you that we did not buy Kalika because of what was 6 to 7 generations back in her pedigree. And we certainly will never breed a dog based on what is way back in the 6th or 7th generation of their pedigree. The first 5 generations of Kalika's pedigree are filled with dogs that we are able to show tangible evidence that they work and worked well. This is not something all people can say about their terriers. In fact, in America it is actually less common than common. After seeing her job through to the end with Badger, Fox, Coon and Groundhog, Kalika will live out the rest of her years like a queen. Only being bred to some of the best studs in the country. Being bred the way she is, she should continue to do well as a producer, both with line breeding as well as without crossing. Well, until next time, just remember there are 3 O's in the name and nothing like digging game.